Hey guys, White Sheep here, and if you haven't seen Hybrid's Teen Titans review, then you do not know what I'm about to tell you, but we are going to start doing comic book reviews again, something that I've waited a long time for. I think it's perfect for us. We've both wanted to get back into this, however, we didn't have the time, the effort, or the money to make the quality videos that we really wanted to bring you guys, and so without further ado, here comes my new review. I'm going to be reviewing Grayson from now on, and it's the new ongoing series charting what happened to Dick Grayson, who is Nightwing, if you didn't know, at the end of the Forever Evil event. And actually, you know, if you didn't know what happened there, he was killed, unmasked, and so, well, he was unmasked and then killed, I suppose, and so the world knows who he is, and he is now, I guess, faked his death, because he's alive, and joined up with the spy agency Spyral. And these Spyral used to be bad guys. I mean, they were about killing superheroes and stuff like that, but now they're under the control of Mr. Minos, which you find out at the end of this issue. And it sets up really interestingly. This is a good issue as far as setup goes. It was definitely like a hook to get you into it. I mean, it was because they thrust you right into the action. And that had its pros and cons, but I'll delve into that later. So real quick plot summary. You open with a nice little, sort of a requiem for Dick Grayson as Nightwing. It's like, oh, he was the acrobat, then he was the Boy Wonder, and then he was Nightwing, and now he's dead. And now he's reborn, and he's a spy. And it starts off with a very, and I'm going to use the phrase, like the adjective James Bond a lot, because this is a very James Bond issue. It has a certain feel to it. Reading this, and I think that was definitely designed to pull you in, because reading it, it feels like you're watching a James Bond movie. It feels like you're watching a Skyfall or a Casino Royale, because it's all about Dick and Helena Bertinelli, the new Huntress. You don't really find out it's her at first, but you do later. They're working together to track down this metahuman, or a guy who's actually smuggling a metagene organ, Nino Dubov. They're trying to track him down and get to him before these Russian agents can get to him. And it all culminates in sort of a fist fight between Dick Grayson and the Midnighter, who's sort of been watching him throughout the issue, and you see him, there's some panels with him as they lead up to the fist fight. And he's saved by Nino, who fires sort of like a chest beam at him, which is kind of a cool sequence. And it's very interesting. They end up destroying a nuclear reactor, which is not good, but and then you cut to a scene which is sort of a wrap-up that also, even though it's like a wrap-up, it sort of sets up for future issues, and it does more explaining than the rest of the... It does a half-assed explanation for what the hell just happened. Because it's revealed that Mr. Minos is running Spyral now with the swirly face, and it's kind of weird. They reveal some sexual tension between Dick and Helena Bertinelli. And then you get to maybe a hint at Spyral's true intentions, which are capturing these metagene organs, of course, but also Mr. Minos reveals that they're trying to, I guess, decipher the identities of the world's superheroes. And it's kind of creepy, because they know for sure, they know Bruce Wayne is Batman, they know Victor Stone is Cyborg. But the other folks on their list, they don't know, and it's people like, you know, the Blue Beetle, Flash, Aquaman, Wonder Woman, Catwoman. They're trying to find all these people, and he says a really poignant line at the end. He's like, with godhood must come transparency, power cannot be masked. And it's kind of funny that they do that. I mean, I'm not sure if he's being encouraged by Dick to this end yet, because we know Dick was unmasked. And so it's really, really up in the air right now, like what's going to happen. Like I said, it was a good hook issue. It kind of gets its claws in you and makes you want to find out more, but at the same time, I would say it sort of suffers because it did throw you right into the action to kind of grip you without really explaining anything. And so they really are going to need like probably another issue or two to like say, whoa, 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 what just happened, and sort of give you the background info on it. Really, though, it's a great issue to me. It's a great starter issue. I'll forgive some of the rushedness for now, just because I feel like it could be explained an issue or two later, but it probably will hurt, you know, some readers in terms of interest, because it'll confuse a lot of people if you just pick it up and read it. You'll be like, what the fuck? But anyways, like I said, prose, it definitely has a very James Bond feel to me, and I love James Bond movies, and if you love spy movies, you'll probably love this because it definitely has a very spy movie kind of, you know, international espionage type feel. Two, the humor was really, really good for me. Like, there were some moments where it's like it was a nice change of pace. There's one part where Dick Grayson is using a hypnos implantment, and I'll talk about that in just a second. But he's using this hypnos thing to try and convince Nino to come with them. And you kind of see, he's like, I'm your friend. And Nino's like, you're my friend. And then it shows what it looks like in his head, and it's very surreal and kind of hilariously like Japanese kids cartoon. But in the end, I mean, the pros are almost, you know, leveled out by the cons, because the big con for me is it was very rushed. They skimmed over a ton to the fact that I think the next issue or two is going to have to deal with it. And one prime example that I'm going to use is the hypnos implant. What the fuck? It's like, because they just completely skimmed over what the fuck that was, and it's like, it was a very kind of cheap out to me to make the whole issue work. That it's like, oh, this hypnos implant, you'll not remember who I am, and I can convince you to do things, and it's like, it kind of, with no background at all, it's like, and yet that identifies him as a member of Spyral to the Midnighter who he has the fist fight with. But anyways, it was, like I said, it was a solid first issue. It definitely has me hooked, and I'm going to be reading the next issue and reviewing it for the channel. I'm very interested to see where it goes, and if you're a fan of Dick Grayson or spy movies, you probably are too. If you're not, I would say maybe wait until a couple more issues are out. I'm not going to say wait until the storyline pans out, wait until it's out in like an omnibus. Just wait a couple issues, because it'll probably have explained it, and then you can pick it up and read like the first 3, and you'll be like, oh, this makes so much sense. But for now, I'm going to say buy it if you're a Dick Grayson fan. Probably don't buy it if you're not just yet. Just hold on a little bit. Anyways, that wraps it up for my review. Signing off, this is the White Sheep, and I'll see you later.